that I thought you might enjoy hearing. So I'll just go ahead and try to paint the picture. Um, yeah, it started off, and I was in. I say it's a post-apocalyptic town, but not in the sense that there was no destruction, there was nothing burning, nothing like that. It was just I had the sense that something important had taken place, and that I was there in a town amongst other people, and I was sent on a mission. And this mission, I went down the Amazon River to find an object, which I found, and I I found it, came back to the town, and then it kind of breaks off into two separate parts because at this particular time when I got back, I met one of my friends, and we were standing like on the edge of a field by a fence, and we were looking into the sky, and this light flashed, and my friend said, well, what is that? And I said, it's probably a UFO. And he said, no, it's probably not. And when that was said, the UFO revealed itself to us. um when it revealed itself to us, we kind of watched it for a few seconds. It was like your typical saucer. It had lights and everything. But while we were watching it, it sent out this sound, like this sound that was for like intimidation. Like it was his likeness was like a Viking horn. It was coming in 5 second intervals. It vibrated the air, and it was for intimidation. It made everybody run, and yeah, everybody took off running. And at first, I also started running. Um, I ran, I ran to a building, but right before I went into the door, I stopped. I never crossed over into the actual house. As I told myself, there's nowhere to run from this thing. I have to turn around and I have to see what's taking place. I have to see what happens. So I turned around and I walked back to the middle of this field while this thing was still sending out its horn sound. And then it sent this probe out from the side, and it whistled through the air, and it crashed down in front of me. And this probe, it was shaped like an egg, and it had these symbols written on it, and it was like pulsing this blue energy. And this blue energy was coming off of it. And I was standing there watching this thing, and it kind of cracked open, and from the top these lights started coming out of it, like. And I remember thinking during the experience, like, I can't believe what I'm seeing is real. Like, these lights were like no laser light show you've ever seen. Like, it was the most intense lights I've ever seen. um yeah, so I'm watching these lights, and then the lights like they submerge back into this thing, and the light changes, and it gets red, like really a deep red color. And as I'm watching, like little pebbles and trees start bending over towards it, and little pebbles start flying into it, and everything was being sucked into this thing. And it got more and more intense till it was a point where I was actually in the air, and I was holding on to nothing. It was like I was holding on to an invisible rope. And while this was happening, I was being faced with my own mortality. My the physical body went through all the motions of, it was like it was grasping, my heart was racing. Well, as I'm being sucked towards this thing, but in my mind, I was telling myself, this is all okay. I know exactly what's happening. Like, this is all okay. And yeah, I was thinking about all the stuff that I've learned and all the stuff that I went over, and just everything that's been shared on the Skypes, and I was thinking about all this, and I let go of the invisible rope I was holding on to, and I just let go and went into this thing. It was like being submerged into a hot tub. Uh, yeah, thank you. That was my experience.
Is a part 2 next week?
Yes, I would like to write a part 2 for that.
Well, yeah, I want to see what happens too. That was very good. That was very, very good. Actually, everybody should unmute and applaud. I like that. That was good.
Hey,
Yes.
He is a lot like that.
Oh, cute. That's great. Well, you two gotta have, you two gotta write your own stories and have your own cartoon books. Yes, yes, excellent. You got to do some videos on YouTube about this stuff.
Yeah, it was fun. It was quite an adventure.
Well, it's pretty self-evident. So again, when you wake up from something like that, yes, it's pretty
Uh,
impacting. I
I
get
woke
it.
up with tears in my eyes.
Oh, okay, okay. And so, I'm listening to you. So did you ever get totally sucked into it, or was it just coming close, or what was the
Uh,
idea?
yeah, I let go of I was like, it wasn't any rope. I was just holding on to nothing really.
Right.
And I guess I looked at that kind of as, the emotional attachments, everything I'm holding on here
Mm-hmm.
that's holding me back from what I'm trying to do. And then I let go.
Very
And
good.
yeah, I let go and was sucked into the probe, and it was like the way I described it was like being submerged into a hot tub.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, again, you know best, and the experience comes around of a particular. You're young at this, and it's interesting. It's kind of like a boot camp, Caleb. Uh, the war is almost easier to handle than the boot camp. And so you're going through, your boot camp with this in your own way. So, sometimes things are like that, or there's earthquakes or whatever. So it comes around in its own way through your experiences. But uh, good for you, yes. And of course you'll survive it, but you just got to go through it. Like boot camp. Yeah. So, yeah, good for you. Good for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's so cool. And so, yeah, life life gives us these experiences, and because we have to face certain things and be aware, and it shakes us up, pulls things from us, etc. So everybody has their own way of doing it. Some easier than others, but again, you can handle it. You showed up. Everybody here has their experiences, and they show back up. It's like, gee, I survived that. Yes. So I'm amazed I'm here of everything I've been through, and yeah. So, no, wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory, so I don't have to go over that. It's pretty self-explanatory, step at a time, and etc. So, but you'll figure it out. You're very good at it. Good for you. Thank you.